Oh my God. Is bad girl RiRi trying to ignite that good old Beyonye feud we thought was behind us? Believe it or not, this current drama is literally because of a post, and now people are debating whether Ri liked to post shading Beyonce and Taylor Swift on purpose. Like, is she trying to get something off her chest? Well, also allegedly, Bey's mom Tina Knowles is not here for anyone trying to downplay her daughter's success, and word on the street is that she's ready to gather up Rihanna and all her shadiness. Child, I'd expect Ri to be a lot busier with other things, cause her hands are obviously full. But let's just get into this recent drama. Now, the post in question basically claimed Rihanna has more star power than Beyonce and Taylor Swift, and honestly, the reactions alone could be a 3-part documentary. Some people swear Rihanna wasn't being messy at all, and they're saying she just liked to post hyping her up. And according to them, the statement isn't even wrong. Truth be told, Rihanna really did beat the system. I mean, she doesn't have to be in the studio sweating over an album or flying city to city doing 5 outfit changes every night. The woman became a billionaire off lip gloss and lingerie. Beyonce and Taylor are still touring because that's their world. But Rihanna? She can make money in her sleep because she wants to. However, on the other hand, some are saying Rihanna has some nerve thinking she has more star power when she can't fill a stadium like Beyonce or Taylor. According to them, Rihanna's wealth came from business, not music. And if she ever tried to compete with Beyonce on stage presence or Taylor on tour numbers, she'd be humbled real quick. Some even claim Rihanna has always been in Beyonce's shadow and that this little is giving bitter anti-energy now that her businesses are rumored to be slowing down. If you ask me, it's funny because both sides actually make sense depending on how you define star power. If we're talking money, cultural influence, popularity outside music, Rihanna is absolutely in her own category. She turned herself into a luxury brand. But if you're measuring star power by vocals, touring ability, and musical legacy, Beyonce and Taylor are on a different planet entirely. But then again, when it comes to Beyonce and Rihanna, we also have people saying that this is not just about Rihanna liking a shady post, it's about their long-standing beef that Ri is allegedly still holding on to, and this might just be a great time to revisit that mess. See, the thing is, when Rihanna started out, she was actually a huge fan of Beyonce, just like millions of people back in the day. And she even said that Beyonce used to frequently give her advice and even once wrote her a letter.
And so has she given you any kind of advice or...
Yeah, she actually wrote me this cute little letter and she signed it with her autograph. It was so cute. When I first met her, and she wrote, she was telling me just let loose when you perform and just have fun and be in control.
However, it became very clear that there was a problem between the two when Beyonce released her song Bow Down, seemingly telling every other female artist, including Rihanna, that they needed to bow down cause she's the queen. Apparently, Rihanna responded to Bey, telling the other artists to bow down by writing, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge. How that feel down there on your knees, huh?" She also reposted an article that said that she was the queen of pop and captioned her post, "It's only March, people. Hashtag 2013 is already owned. Hashtag stay tuned." Well, people have always said that Beyonce is jealous of Rihanna's success, especially because Rihanna came after her. And as far as receipts, for instance, when it comes to popularity, as much as Beyonce has more followers on social media, apparently, Rihanna is ultimately the more searched, more popular, and more widely known pop star of the two. The thing is, Beyonce is more searched in the United States, but Rihanna is more known and more searched everywhere else in the world. When it comes to business, Beyonce also doesn't compare to Rihanna, who launched Fenty Beauty at Sephora in 2017 to massive commercial success. In fact, the brand brought Rihanna $570 million in revenue after just the first 15 months. Rihanna then officially became a billionaire in 2021, thanks to her Fenty Beauty, clothing, and lingerie, putting her once again ahead of Beyonce. Then she also released a hair care line not so long ago, and once again, people said even that venture is doing so much better than Beyonce's hair care line. Now, other than their success, of course, there's also always been the issue with Jay-Z. See, in 2005, when Rihanna's song Pon de Replay came out, it immediately attracted the attention of Jay-Z, who had just become the CEO and president of Def Jam Records, and he signed Rihanna. According to Rihanna, that was the best thing that happened to her at the time. Then, trouble began, when Jay-Z allegedly started hitting on RiRi and had an affair with her. Allegedly. People actually said that it caused serious issues with a biography, like Becoming Beyonce by J. Randy Taraborelli, that was released in 2015, revealing that the Carters reportedly separated for a year in 2005. Apparently, this split coincided with Jay's scouting of Rihanna, which sparked rumors of a supposed affair. In fact, while speaking to Entertainment Tonight at the time, Randy said, "Beyonce didn't know what to make of this, and it actually ended up breaking them up for a time. They spent maybe a year apart from each other because Beyonce just wasn't sure of what to make of the situation with Rihanna." Also, y'all know that we've heard some of the craziest things about that alleged affair between Jay-Z and Rihanna, including a story about how at one time Beyonce was at a party, but she arrived there alone. Then allegedly, a few moments later, Jay-Z walked into the party, with Rihanna by his side, and they were looking all lovey-dovey. Now, based on what I've heard, after Beyonce saw Jay-Z and Rihanna, she started sobbing uncontrollably, and she was even hyperventilating. But guess what? Allegedly, Jay-Z didn't pay her any attention. It's like he did not even care that his girl was sobbing uncontrollably because he had walked in holding another woman. In fact, based on reports, Jay-Z and Rihanna continued having a good time at the party, and Solange was the one who had to comfort Beyonce. Allegedly, their affair was to the extent that Jay-Z started doing illegal things with Rihanna, and this was an allegation made by Rihanna's former publicist, who said that he was stopped by federal agents, who he said were keeping close tabs on Jay since his incident with Lance Rivera, and he was also being implicated in an incident with R. Kelly during their joint tour. Jonathan said that one day, unmarked law enforcement cars stopped him, and the intimidating individuals introduced themselves as a federal task force, and they requested to speak with him. So he followed them to talk, and he was in a complete state of panic. He said that as he sat in the desolate, makeshift interrogation room, and while they questioned him, the gravity of the situation became clear to him. Apparently, the feds clarified that they were investigating Hova for allegedly engaging in X-rated activity with Rihanna when she had not yet turned 18, and illegally transporting her across international borders. And the feds said she wasn't the only one. There were many others. Jonathan's story, not mine. It has also been said that the real reason why Rihanna and Chris Brown got into that infamous fight was because of the alleged affair with Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright was out here spilling that Chris Brown got mad after Rihanna gave him an STD, which she had gotten from Jay-Z. And after he confronted Rihanna for always having something in her mouth, Rihanna followed Chris to the Lamborghini and started fighting him for embarrassing her and Chi.
Like, people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started her and signed to the Def Jam. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most sexually involved with, and that was Sean Carter. So here it is. Chris Brown has his first herpes outbreak from a celebrity girlfriend who he was set up with, and it was supposed to be this and it was supposed to be that, and he was there so people wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was Jay-Z.
And you know, an insider revealed that because Jay-Z was cheating too much, Beyonce gave Jay-Z very strict rules. The insider said, "Jay's ultimately very grateful that she didn't give up on him back in the day, so he shows his respect by following her rules. He used to go out with the boys all the time, but that's off limits, and Beyonce doesn't like him having one-on-ones with his female talent." And apparently, when it came to Jay-Z not having any one-on-ones with his female talents, a source also revealed to Hollywood Life that Beyonce was still suspicious of Rihanna, saying, "Rihanna is a person she's suspicious of. There have been so many rumors over the years about her and Jay, it's hard to know what to believe." At this point, Beyonce keeps a very close eye on Jay and Rihanna, but he's not banned from working with her. Not yet, at least. And now we have Ri liking a post shading Beyonce? Of course it's gonna raise eyebrows. Well, word on the street is that Tina Knowles is not playing about her baby, and she is not here for anybody trying to downplay Beyonce's success, especially not Rihanna and whatever people are calling subtle shade. Allegedly, Mama Tina is ready to gather up Rihanna, the bloggers, the comment section philosophers, and anybody else acting like Beyonce didn't work her way to the top with pure discipline, talent, and longevity. And honestly, if there's one thing the internet knows, it's that Tina Knowles will defend her daughter. But now, the question becomes, is this about Rihanna actually shading Beyonce? Or are fans and family tired of the constant comparisons? Are we witnessing a real brewing tension? Or just another round of social media exaggerations feeding the stan wars? I'd sure love to know your thoughts, so sound off in the comments section below.